Welcome to the channel, everyone. Now today I've got a Scum 0.85 and beyond news and updates video for you all. Thought I'd give it to you early because I'm getting very excited about these bunkers, so let's get straight into it, shall we? First up, we have some new images of the abandoned bunkers in the game. Now, Tomislav posted these today and I was too excited not to share them with you, especially as they're over on Twitter, and I know some of you don't have Twitter, so it's nice for you lot to be able to keep up as well. So obviously, as you can see, the front entrance of the abandoned bunker, or the outskirts I should say, and not much has really changed when you look at it just on the face value. Obviously there's an outer perimeter, we have the gate, we have the security guard room just on the inside of the gate there, so not much has changed. But if we go over to the next image here, the main thing I noticed with this is it gives off a bit more of an abandoned vibe to me. You know, it looks a bit more overgrown as such. I don't know if it's just the way I'm looking at it, but it just seems to be a bit more overgrown. It's like they've taken the terrain from the abandoned city and stuff like that and put that in the abandoned bunker area. So it would be nice to see that they've made that sort of change, and it gives off that effect that it is abandoned or has been abandoned for a long time. But looking at it, it does look nice. You know, as I said, looking at it face value, it doesn't look like a lot has changed, but I'm sure when we jump into the game and actually go into these areas, we will feel the change for sure. And talking about change, we'll go on to the next image, which is a bit further inside the bunker, just behind the truck that we saw in the last image. And as you can see here, we can see the front entrance to this abandoned bunker now. So there's a few things I want to point out about this, but as you can see, it has changed. They have gone for a completely different look. And the first thing I want to point out is up on the roof. So if we take a look at this image, which I've zoomed in, we can see on the top here, we've got some solar panels. Now, it was said that we can take the solar panels from these areas and bring them back to our base for a use. Whether or not they've implemented that now, or when they implement these bunkers, or if that's going to be a further on feature down the line, either way, they're already planning for that. As you can see, we've got the solar panels on top of the building there, so it'd be nice to get those solar panels back to your base, especially with the auto turrets and stuff that they've spoke about for defense. So we're obviously going to need a lot more power to power those items than the generators that we do have now. So a nice little touch there on these bunkers. On the next image, we can see a few bodies out here. So there's one up by the door, there's one on the floor at the bottom of the stairs, and then we've got this mangled body out in the open here. Now, I like this sort of thing because it gives that element of danger. It gives that element of there's something that's done this and it's probably still around the area. So, you know, it tells you to beware and be cautious. And I really enjoy the feel that that sort of gives. So hats off to the devs there for giving that little, I call it like a 1%er, because it's just a nice little touch that just ties things in. The next part of the image that I want to discuss though is these. Now, as you can see, these are some sort of like air ducts, sewage ducts, you know, big air vents I would probably think they would be. And on the right, as you can see, the hatch on the right hand side has been taken off its hinges, or off its welding, shall we say. Either something's come out or something's gone in, but I don't know, kind of gives me the feel that if you get chased by the Psycho Razor out of there, that he could potentially follow you out of that air duct and chase you all the way home. It would be nice. But a couple more things just to go through quickly, and that is, if you look here, we've got two external doors to this bunker. Now, we normally just have the main bunker door, which you can see here, but now we have these two external doors also. So whether or not they go inside the main bunker or some sort of external office area or inside those air ducts is a completely different thing. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out here is on this image, we also have something on the left here, and we have a panel on the right. Now, I think the one on the right are going to be these two panels, and the one on the left is going to be the manual override. So, I may be wrong, but it does look similar to the image above. Just a few things to point out there. of how much these bunkers are actually changing. And the last little thing that I'm going to point out on this image, we look at the top here of why I said these doors may go into an external area, is because we look at these 3 slots up here, and I believe there's a 4th one also just behind this truck's light. It looks as if you can defend these areas from other players trying to get in if you're already in there. So just a few things to obviously look at, speculate over, and yeah, I just thought I'd point them out because I noticed them straight away as soon as I sort of looked at this image. So yeah, have fun with that. Obviously yesterday I speculated that the new the Mr. Brenner images that I showed you yesterday, I'll bring up now again. But these images here quickly, I speculated yesterday, it was just my mind going a bit wild with the idea that these are actually drop pods. These aren't actually in the abandoned bunkers, and you know, it's like an event or something. It will drop down, and then one of these will roam around. Mr. Brenner will roam around the island. But you know, it's probably not likely. It's more than likely that these pods are going to be secure in place inside an abandoned bunker, maybe in a contained room when you open a certain hatch or a certain door within the abandoned bunker using the new codes or something like this. Maybe that as well opens up his containment unit, which then releases him. You know, there's many sort of ideas that you can go on and things you can think about with this. But I do enjoy the looks of these new bunkers already. And as I said, I couldn't wait just to show them to you, so I thought I'd bring you a nice little early news video here and share these. Last image we're just going to go across, which came out yesterday, was of Mr. Brenner's containment unit. And I was going to save all this until the next big news video, but I thought I'd just share it all with you now. So as you can see, this does look like it is going to be screwed and bolted down to some sort of surface within the abandoned bunker. But as I said, it would be nice to see one of these drop down, even if it's not Mr. Brenner inside, maybe a Psycho Razor just to release on the island once a day. Either way, that's pretty much going to be all from me today. Just a big shout out to our channel members, Mega Hoof, Mary G, and Nectar940. Thank you for your continued support. If you did like it, give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with the latest Scum news and content just like this over on the channel. Until next time, see ya.